Don't miss out on the newest kaiju products at Big Bad Toy Store. Check them out at the link in the description. Monkey, 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 and more. It's Steven's Monkey Reviews. Hey there, collectors. Steven here, and guess what? We get to be monkey today. Today we're going to be taking a look at something I've been really waiting for since we had the original Star Ace ones from Skull Island, and I'm glad that they finally figured out the licensing thing with Kong. We have the Deforeal Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Enough with the long names. It's Kong 21. We know who it is, okay? All right, so Kong here comes with his trusty battle axe, and oh boy, this is cool. One issue, the size of all the other Deforeals. What does that mean? You saw the movie, Kong's not as tall as Godzilla. That's a problem. It's also a problem with the recent 25cm releases. But is that going to be enough to deter you away? Let's take a look to see whether or not Monkey is worth adding into your collection. Okie doke. So how does Monkey look? Overall, I do have to say, pose here, it's pretty awesome. I will say that I do hope they go back for a revision at some point where we get a banana slamma pose where Kong's throwing the axe up in the air and he's roaring like he's going to slam the axe down on Godzilla. That would be cool. But for what we have here today, his pose is really cool. If you're going to say head on is going to be, Kong looking at you, his body is slightly twisted in a very menacing pose. So he's looking at you. He's getting ready to throw down. He's got his axe just cocked ever so slightly, so this way you can clearly see what he's getting ready to swing at you, and his other hand's kind of dangling down, which, this guy looks like he is ferocious, and he is not meant to be messed around with. Let's go ahead and say that and keep it PG. Now, I will say when it comes to the paint application for Kong, he does actually, well, he turned out pretty well, if I may say so. Now, when it comes to sometimes, unfortunately, we may not have really, really adequate dry brushing here and there, and, monkey fur. Unfortunately, we don't always have the best sculpt and paint blend to really bring out the finer details, but I'm very pleased to say that as far as plastics go with paint, this is the best they could have done for fur. At least I am convinced. Kong's teeth, I do think that they should look a little bit more mangled, but because, they're all sort of uniform. But for here, the paint application, the wash that they did, mwah, it is great. Why is Chef's Kiss a meme? Why do I always do it as much as I do? I don't know, but it needs to stop. Now, the paint apps on the axe. So to kind of recap, we had the Playmates, which is the Playmates. We had the SH Monster Arts, which did not really live up to the prototype pictures, and it didn't match Godzilla's blue, but c'est la vie, it was okay. Then we have the 25cm, which came out fine. The Deforeal, it looks good. Rather rock solid, no real issues there. I will say that the wrappings look a bit too green opposed to gray. That's going to be my only gripe here. Kong is also rocking some gloss black nail polish on his toes. Yeah. Overall, though, Kong does look very good, and I'm very pleased to say you should be happy with him blending into your shelf. Two things before we continue. First and foremost, unfortunately, I am in a situation where I have the good majority of my collection either packed up or that is not accessible at this time. I can't give you a side-by-side comparison with the previous Star Ace Deforeals. The stuff that X Plus made on the Star Ace label. But what I can say is that this is going to be a completely entirely new sculpt, which is very good. Now, with that, there is a Rick exclusive, that's through X Plus directly, where the axe lights up. Do you need it? Axe lights up. I've not been pleased with the light up features of some of the Godzillas lately, so that's why I opted not to get it. Size comparison, so this way you can see exactly how big the monkey is with some other figures you just have in your collection, and I do have to say that unfortunately he's going to be a bit too big. I kind of understand that, super deformed chibi style, just so this way I can, get some comments. We're going to have some leeway with sizing and scaling and so on and so forth. Kong's got a huge head. That's basically 50% of the figure. But if they could have just made him a little bit smaller overall in size, I think that would have looked just still nicer, considering the fact that if we go back to the King of the Monster stuff, everything was, relatively speaking, I think scaled appropriately. Not accurate, but appropriately. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Honestly, there are some gripes here with the figure. It's not perfect, but then again, my motto, there is no such thing as perfect. Yes, I'm even married. That still goes with that. Kong still is very, very good, and if you're a fan of Godzilla vs. Kong, you want to round out your MonsterVerse, if you were pleased with the Skull Island defos, congrats. This is going to be another option for you to have a Kong on your shelf. Or if you weren't pleased with the Kong roaring up into the air that we got technically 3 times, congratulations, we have a more standard Kong. Overall, I see this as an absolute win.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another SDR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.